Hi, I hope this finds you and yours well. This is Math 0465, and it is the remote delivery for April 24th. I'm going to cover ALEKS updates that provide the solutions to Unit Quiz 4, advise you about Unit Quiz 5 materials to study and the quiz itself deployed in your syllabus tab, and talk about the balance of the term, some in-game notes. It is time to do a full court press, and you can do this. So here is ALEKS. When I checked, 3 weeks remain. These are your goals, the mandatory minimums, and that's where you stand. I'm going over the quiz now. So the answers to these problems, these 8 problems, are shown over here. We were factoring all of them, and this one was prime. It could not be factored. We also were solving systems of linear equations, and we had these problems 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 were on the test. Forget about 10. So these are the answers to those 5. And this was a word problem that you had to solve. These were the equations you had to set up, and this was one that you needed to, these are the answers you should have gotten. Now, so there were 14 problems, 10 points each, and the number possible then is 14 times 10, or 140. You're to calculate deductions, take the difference between the two, and that will give you a percentage. Let's talk about a hypothetical student. This student, like you all did, had 140 points possible. They lost 30. That means they earned 110. You take 110, divide it by 140, that gives you 78 and change, and I call that a 79%. Now, I did, unfortunately, mix in some problems that had that were from a different unit. And so these problems, it was my fault because we had not talked about solving quadratic equations by factoring yet, and so there were no deductions for not doing this. That's the reason there were 14. Also, this problem required that as well. But as you're going into this unit now, I did provide solutions to the problems over here. Some in-game notes then. I'm working to have grades be earned, and I am planning on rendering grades. But this time around was way different than it normally did. Maybe it could have been better face-to-face, but I think we did as well as we could under the circumstances. Teaching and support continued unabated, and I hope your learning is continuing unabated as well. This is, however, a time for flexibility. The quality of mercy is not strained. Keep that in mind. The grading model then, you will have 5 unit quizzes will comprise a letter grade, and I'm expecting there to be 5 non-zero scores are required. The ALEKS mandatory minimums, and there are 2 of these, have to be satisfied. I'm still entering grades, and we'll be checking up to the last minute before we enter final week. So there's still time. If you're behind, you can do this. Again, in administering grades, the quality of mercy is not strained. This is a time for flexibility, not a cause for anxiety. If you need to contact me, the best way really was and is the Learning Commons. If you call this number, the voicemail is well monitored every hour, and I do get calls from them about students looking for me there, and I've helped a number of students. So they can contact me in various efficient ways. That's much better than sending me emails, and I have to find them amongst the 8,500 emails that I have. Also, I like Michael Jordan, as well as Mike Phelan. And so going through Mike Phelan is another route. He is your friend and maybe your best resource. Okay, so here is what happens. This is today, and I've given you the update. I did, this was when quiz 4 was supposed to be due, and I have now posted solutions for this. I've also made you aware that Unit 5 study materials and the Unit 5 quiz is deployed in Blackboard. That is today. There's another week, and yet another, so there's 2 weeks. There's this one and this one. On this day, the class is really in, and that is when the Unit 5 quiz is due, and all makeup work must be completed by that day. That's your goal. I'm giving you 2 weeks to get this done. You can do this. I am letting you work on ALEKS mandatory minimums during the final week, and so this green star represents when I'm going to check to see the last time if ALEKS mandatory minimums are finished. So now, more than ever, time is precious. Each day must count. Do the math, it will make you strong. And now, more than ever, take care of yourself and of others.